born into existence for something bigger, meant for greatness. You can find out on Motivation Wednesday on JF.
Welcome, listeners. It is Motivation Wednesday, and we are so happy, actually honored and humbled at the same time to have Gciniwe Fagutse in the house. Welcome to the show.
Hello, and greetings, and all of my love and warm, fuzzy greetings to the listeners on this beautiful Wednesday, which is Workers' Day.
Yes, Workers' Day indeed. Thank you so much for coming through. Having someone like you in the show is really good because we've seen your profile. You've been around and you've done things. You are still doing things, so that is actually motivation on its own. So thank you for coming through.
Thank you for having me, because I think every time I get an opportunity like this, it gives me the chance to really shut in and think about my life as well, and the things that I could still be doing to achieve my goals as well.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, listeners, you already know it's Motivation Wednesday, so I'll just hand over to Gciniwe and she'll just take over.
Motivation Wednesday on JF.
Well, thank you. And as I was preparing and I was praying and thinking about this, and over the past few days in my own space and my own life, I've been trying to just rethink the story of Moses. And I think I'm at a point in my life where I feel I need to remember the journey of Moses. And maybe too, you possibly need to remember his journey too. A specific part of his life and journey is speaking to me these days. You will find it in Exodus 3 when Moses was heading his father's flock. And as he was doing so, then the burning bush story comes. And I think many of us remember it from high school and some even from Bible school and primary school. But what stands out to me every time I read the Moses story is, and that's the theme of my talk this morning, is finding and identifying and seeing your own burning bush. Because when you look at the Moses story, when the burning bush happened, that's when Moses' life turned completely. Now, Moses could have done one of two things. He was going about his life, doing what he knew best to do. And many of you think that I am doing the best that I can do. And I think I felt the same way when I was in Matapa. I was at my element. He headed his father's flock. That was what he was good at. He had a CV so long, he could talk for days about heading his father's flock. And I think for me, that was me too. I had a CV so long, 16 years in local government. I was doing it and I was killing it, and there was nothing that was missing in my life. But as he was heading his father's flock and as I'm going about my life, lo and behold, there's a burning bush. He could have done one of two things. He could have gone on with his ordinary life that was okay and headed his father's flock. But there's Moses. He decides, this is my burning bush. He then turns aside to see what it is. How many of us don't turn? That opportunity that knocks at your door and you look at it and it looks familiar. And something in you says, turn. This is your moment to stop and turn. And you don't turn. And you keep moving about with your flock, which is no problem. I think Moses could be fine right now. Maybe he would not be in the Bible. But the man could be heading his father's flocks. He would have continued, but he turned. Now, what I love the most is what then happened when he decided to turn. Many of us are not good decision makers. And maybe it's because you're in your comfort zone. It's so hard to make that decision of change, that decision that says, just stop and look at the bush. It was not going to burn him. He just stopped and looked. Some of you don't even want to stop and look. An opportunity speaks to you and it connects in your spirit. You see an opportunity for a business and it speaks to you. Instead of stopping and turning, you keep moving. And nothing turns in your life. He stopped and turned. Two things I liked. When he stopped and turned, he firstly decided, But secondly, I like in verse 4 what then happens.
Yeah.
It says, when the Lord saw that he turned. And that's it. You see, many of us don't turn and nothing then happens in our lives.
Yeah.
Because the minute you stop and you turn, there's an alignment that happens in your life and in your calling and in your destiny. Because it says when the Lord saw that he turned, not that the burning bush was the miracle. The burning bush was just there to stop him and turn him.
Yeah.
And when he had done that, his life changed.
Yeah.
So my question is, how many of us are stuck in what we know and is so usual? You see a burning bush, yes, it will awe you, it will scare you, it may even freak you out, and you think, why is the bush burning? Because Moses had the same question. Why is it burning and not getting consumed?
Yeah.
So yes, it may scare you. Sometimes when you see stuff, some of the things and the dreams you have are so huge and they make you wonder, why is it not getting consumed?
Yeah.
Like Moses. But what you just need to do is stop and turn.
Yeah.
Our lives are too busy.
Yeah.
Too busy, and we are so caught in what we know. I'm not saying I'm the Moses of the now, but for me, every time I stop and I thank God for the burning bush that stopped and turned me, it was a next step that was supposed to grow me. I do not want to be stuck in one position.
Yeah.
You can't be stuck.
Yeah.
And many of us miss an opportunity because we are just too scared to stop. It could be you going back to school. It could be a new job. It could be a new business. It could be an opportunity that you keep thinking about, and that is your burning bush. It is not madness, because some of us says, it is
Yeah.
not madness. It's your burning bush. Do what Moses did. Stop and turn. And then when you turn, because some instances, you just stop and turn.
Yeah.
And you then hear someone say, you haven't even registered
Yeah.
the company.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just stopped. You acknowledge that there's a bush that's burning and you
You turned.
turned.
Wow.
And the minute you do that, it's amazing how God then connects things, because when the Lord saw that Moses had turned, the rest then unfolded.
Yeah.
So for me, that's it. That's my Motivation Wednesday statement. Find your burning bush. Don't be scared to turn. It is what you need right now. And it is burning at the right time. That is when you're supposed to turn, not a minute later. You don't walk past it and then come back. Because believe you me, we are following behind you. We see the bush, we will turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you are walking down the road one day and you are chatting with your friends and you're saying, you see that business that Geniwa started?
That was my push.
And you look at someone's
Yeah,
business and
yeah.
they become successful, and something in you says, that's the idea I had. And you usabe ngishokutshela abantu because it starts how fana se But that was your bush. You missed it.
Yeah.
And someone picked it.
Yeah.
So do not miss your opportunity by being scared. Turn and see. And let's take it from there. The rest becomes connection. It becomes divine. And depending on what you believe in, I believe that God then takes over when I decide to turn and align with what he wants from me.
Wow, that is so profound. Stop and turn.
Stop. It's just stopping and turning. The bush won't burn you. You're standing afar, you're looking at it. So what can it do to you?
Yeah.
Stop and inquire. Find out more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, listeners, I hope, I'm actually motivated myself. Stopping and turning, that's really something. I hope the listeners had something. I do hope this is really, really powerful. And I like the fact that, it's also based on the Bible, because, truly speaking, without God, you really can't do much.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Geniwe. This is really, really, really powerful, and I'm sure it will help us a lot. Thank you for coming to the show, and
Thank you very much.
may your bush keep burning,
May my bush keep burning.
and may you keep turning.
Oh,
Because
I will keep turning.
you cannot turn once. The more bushes, the more turns.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow,
Absolutely.
wow.
Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you. Well, listeners, that was Geniwe Fagotse. I hope you got something. May the rest of your day, rest of your week be filled with burning bushes, and keep on turning. Goodbye.
JF. Add more flavor.